Now, as one of the film directors who's pretty much responsible for the fact that Australia has a film industry, I just wanted to get just a quick observation from you about the state of the industry as it is at the moment. Are you happy with what you see?
With what I say, actually, the best way of expressing this, I've heard of the death of the Australian film industry many times. And often that's been in a time when a lot of films are being made and there's an awful lot of crap being made. However, I've always found in amongst that crap some really, really good and innovative work. And there's always been about the same quantity of that. So the good work hasn't really disappeared or diminished. It's just, not as noticeable as it was when there was less crap around. It's very hard now, but it isn't just very hard here. It's very hard anywhere to make a film that has intelligence in it, or great subtext or complexity. Hollywood used to make them; they don't. So you're in the independent world, and thanks to people like George Clooney, that rat, who made Good Night, Good Luck, a very excellent film, in 3 rooms, and he made it for, I think it was $4 or $8 million with George Clooney in it. Now everybody wants you to make, a $4 million film with George Clooney in it, and that's not possible.
Now, as someone who has worked overseas so extensively, firstly, how would you define cultural cringe? And is it not time that we killed the damn thing?
Well, I think so. I thought it was dead. When I went away after Jimmie Blacksmith, I would get a phone call a month from Australian journalists, and the first question was, "Why have you sold out?" And I went, "Well, I haven't sold out. I'm just in America. I came over here to get paid because I had used up all my money, and to test myself to see if there was something I could learn here, ways of making films, etc." What I found out was a confirmation of what we did, and of the skills that we had that were more, made us more multitaskable than other people out of necessity, and the value for money that we were able to extract, and that believe it or not, is a great lesson. It gives you a confidence. It takes you somewhere.
I think we saw a good sort of illustration of the cultural cringe still in effect when Baz Luhrmann's The Great Gatsby came out. There were rumblings about, hang on, what's an Australian crew doing making a film version of an American story? That seemed to be like the most striking example of cultural cringe. As in, Fred Schepisi, why not? Isn't it kind of a cool thing to be able to say that Australians made the best version of that story?
Of course. Of course. What a lot of people forget, though, is that many of us came up with not much of Australian culture. Most of the people who were doing anything, certainly when I was younger, either worked in advertising agencies or were overseas. Actors, to get anywhere, had to go overseas. And it used to be England that they mostly went to and got picked up from there. There wasn't a lot of stuff around. And in films, the diet of films was basically American with the odd smattering of British. And unless you were a 15-year-old wanting to go and see bare breasts at the 3 cinemas that ran Continental films, you didn't know what they were at all. So we really are as much brought up in American and English culture in terms of entertainment and sometimes in terms of intelligent writing and films. And it's just as legitimate for us to go and pursue that as well, because it's part of our DNA, and to deny that is ridiculous.